Is he live? Oh! Let me check. Let me check the YouTube to make sure the nerd is live. He's live. He's live. Oh, he is live. What's going on, everybody? This is Oliver Twixt, your nerd boy cutie, reporting for duty, here to do the Lord's work once again. Y'all, I'll be working for y'all. I hope y'all know that. You know, what started off as just as a simple hobby has transformed itself to me doing y'all's dirty work. And I really don't like that I've trapped myself up in these things with you guys, but it's so much fun to deliver the tea and be the conduit for all the things and all the questions and all the things. Oh my God. We're going to get it. I can't even talk right today. We finna get into the things today. Do y'all like how I did my natural beat today? It was kind of rushed. I didn't put nothing on my eye, but I think this is probably the best I've done my quick face. I did this in 5 minutes. So I'm a winner of the mini challenge. Okay, a couple of classroom announcements before we begin. Zap the Mixtape by Oliver Twixt is streaming on all musical, digital platforms. Feel free to stream it, cop it, download it, all those things. Thank you guys for your support and the love that you guys have shown me and all of the things that interest me. It means freaking a lot. I know you guys coming for the top model tea, but for you select few who stay to support me, it means so freaking much. Like, it really does. Piggyback off that, thank you to everybody who sent me gifts for my birthday. My birthday is next week, Wednesday, February the 10th, and I've posted my P.O. box on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter for everybody who wanted to send me something. If you want to showcase your product, if you want to showcase what you do, feel free to send it to me because it will be featured in the video I do for my P.O. box unboxing video for my birthday. I need to come up with a better term for the whole thing because it's like P.O. box unboxing. It's like P.O. box unwrapping video, maybe? I think so. Let's go with that. P.O. Box unwrapping video. I'll post it in the comments throughout this chat. I'll post it in my Insta story on Instagram, and I will also post it on the little community tab on YouTube. I also want to read you guys some tweets that I tweeted this morning about Top Model because there's a lot of things going on in these Top Model streets with people saying things and doing things. And of course, the content that we've curated together, guys, has been featured in a lot of these news outlets and whatnot. So I just want to say something just to get it on wax. So I tweeted this morning. Ooh, one more thing, because I was already on the tangent before, whatever. I said, ooh, one more thing. There was a lot of press on Tyra Banks and America's Next Top Model this week that has my content floating around. I want to reiterate, I am by no means on a mission to expose, drag, or tear down. I am simply a super fan who has been blessed with the divine opportunity to talk to the contestants of my second favorite show of all time. I've said many times in videos that I do not vet anyone before going live with them. Reason being is because I want to get their natural reaction, their natural story, and I want you guys to see my natural reaction. Anyways, I've said in many videos that I do not vet anyone before going live with them, and how they choose to respond to the question posed are, one, completely on them, and two, are not reflections of my feelings on Tyra Banks or the show. As I've said before, I've never met Tyra Banks, the judges, their production company, or been on the show, so I cannot and will not personalize anyone else's experience or emotions as my own, even though I can empathize with them as a human being and their human emotions. I am blessed, I am happy and carefree, and I only want other people to experience the same thing. Listen, guys, yeah, I just had to say that because I don't want anyone thinking that I'm ganging up or teaming up and stuff like that. Listen, I simply just hit live and ask questions. I'm not on a mission looking for anything, seeking anything. Anything that has been revealed on these Top Model lives that I've done have been solely up to the people who come on and join me in my madness. I don't ask. I don't. Let's continue to have fun and enjoy the Top Model tea, guys. And with that being said, listen, it's so fucked up that I said all of that and I'm doing some messy shit today because it is slightly messy. I'm grown enough to admit it is slightly messy, but y'all wanted it, so here it is. Listen, We are talking to the girls from Cycle 16. Y'all remember Cycle 16? Y'all remember Cycle 16? When in the premiere episode, we don't even see y'all audition week. We don't see none of that. We just get brought straight to the girls who have gotten in. And there's these whole other set of girls, crop of girls, who think they have gotten into the house and they are ushered away to the side and we never see them again until now. Listen, I'm just going to bring them in one by one. And we're going to get into the things of the things because we are here to do the Lord's work today, honey. So I'm going to bring them in. Let's do this. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, everybody.
Let's bring in Molly, and then let's bring in Laree.
Hey.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you. I don't see anything.
You say you don't see anything?
No.
Oh no, I can see you. And I think, hey guys in the chat, can you guys see everybody? I'm looking at it on my monitor.
I'm just stuck. My screen is frozen.
Okay, yeah, they said they can see everybody. Okay, Molly, I think your screen is now disabled.
Okay, I don't know why. I didn't do anything. I'm sorry.
Camera button at the bottom?
Hit the little cam button. Yeah.
I can see you.
I don't see. Hold on. I don't see anything. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm sorry. I don't know why my stuff's frozen.
I mean, I can see you.
Okay, I can't see nobody.
Do you want to close it out and come back in?
Okay, I'll be right back.
Try that. While we have her close it out and come back in, Tiffany, do you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Hi. I'm Tiffany Powell. I am 31 years old. I just turned 31, so I feel very old. And I live in Mississippi still. I now have 2 kids, though, so that's new.
Gotcha. And you were one of the girls who were a part of the premiere episode
prank.
of Cycle 6.
Yes, we got punked, as she mentioned it, I think.
Yep.
Punked by Ashton Kutcher.
Laree, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. So I'm Laree Starkey from Atlanta. And I'm also one of the girls that got pranked, as she calls it. And I met Tiffany and Molly through that process. And we Tiffany was kind of like, me and her kind of like clicked. She came and reached out to me. And we just kind of like stayed in contact via social media this whole time. And she would reach out about different modeling things after the show and stuff. So that's pretty much how me and her kept in contact through time.
Nice, nice. Laree, do you want to tell everybody how this came about?
Yes. So how this came about. So I actually put out the story of what happened on Twitter. And I guess it caught wind because people were kind of curious about what happens between all the girls that didn't make the show. And so that actually got, I guess, put on Reddit. And this random person reached out to me on one of my other accounts and said, hey, do you know Oliver? And I'm like, no, who's Oliver? And so then he sent me your page. And that's when I saw that you were interviewing America's Next Top Model contestants. And so I was like, oh, well, maybe this is an opportunity that I could actually share the story more openly with my other fellow semifinalists. So that's pretty much how this happened. I reached out to Oliver and he was like, yes.
After what, how many years? Like 11, 12 years now?
It's been 11, 12 years ago now?
It was 2010. So yeah.
2010. That's when we actually started filming, when we flew out there, 2010?
October 2010, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was 20.
Yeah, same here.
And it aired February 2011
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
10 years ago next month.
is when it
Yeah.
aired. 11 years.
Wow, we're hitting the 10-year anniversary of this madness.
Woo. Woo.
Long time.
So Molly, I just want to say, Molly, I see you in the background on the platform, but it says devices not connected. So I don't know if that means what I'm assuming that means is your phone may be tied into another. Okay, yeah, you just went out. Try to close out everything, Molly. If you can hear me, try to close out everything and then enter back in, because something may be like pulling your audio and visual feed and it's not allowing you to connect to our interface. It keeps saying device is not connected. It says you need to connect your mic and cam before you can add them into the stream. I don't want to start without you, Molly. We are a team over here.
The whole team.
YouTube guys, how are you guys doing out there? Are you guys excited and
Excited, nervous, yes.
Yeah, same. A little bit here. I haven't done a live interview. I've done an interview in the past, but it was like a phone interview.
A little different.
So let me ask you guys this. A lot of theories out there include you guys were hired actresses. True or false?
I wish I was a hired actress. That would be nice.
At least there was something would have came out of that.
Yeah. A lot of waste of time happened because I wasn't a hired actress.
Gotcha. I'm waiting. I'm looking up here at my screen to see if Molly is going to pop back in. I don't want to start without her. Molly. Listen, guys out there, you guys who are watching, if you have any questions that I do not ask the ladies during this chat, feel free to super chat, and your question will pop up on this screen like Randy Melange just did, and I will see it, because y'all know I get anxiety when I have to do these live chats, and I can't, it's too much for me to lick, it's too much. So the colors help me out. You do the super chat, I will post your question and it will get answered. Molly, I see that you're back. I almost feel bad I told you to close it out, because now that you close it out, you can't get back in for some reason. Molly, listen, if you're here and you can hear me, try to do this. Go to your app, whatever browser you're connected on, and exit every tab, like exit out every tab, and then try to enter back in. I'm going to start, but I'm going to ask you the same questions whenever we can get you figured out, Molly, okay? Okay. So, Tiffany and Laree, right? I'm pronouncing it right.
Yep, that's right.
How did you guys get involved with Top Model? First with you, Tiffany.
I have never done any modeling before that, and everybody always has told me, "Hey, you should be a model. You're like really tall and skinny."
Mm-hmm.
So, I had a friend that went to a mall in Alabama and saw tryouts for it. I was like, well, I don't know if I can drive to Alabama to try out, but I sent a video in. So I was like, what the heck, I'll give it a try. So I did the whole video process, and they gave me a call and wanted me to come to Houston to actually do the next round of auditions. So I did that, and we drove to Houston since I was like already made it that far. Mm-hmm. And so it was like 200 or so girls there, and they're like, all right, if you make it, we'll give you a call back. And then it was like a few weeks later, I'm like, I actually was taking a nap and I missed the call, but I called them back and they called me back. And that's how I found out that I was a semifinalist and I was going to fly out to LA, which was very exciting for me at the time.
Was this your first time auditioning for Top Model?
It was my first time, yes. And I had never done a photo shoot or anything before that. Nothing.
I was just about to ask you, what were your modeling aspirations and experiences leading up to you auditioning for Top Model?
Absolutely nothing. I had never done a photo shoot. I had never tried to walk in heels. I never like dressed up. I was literally like ground zero. Nothing.
Molly, you're back.
I don't know what happened, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm here now.
No, you're totally fine. We got it all situated. Molly, do you want to introduce yourself to the live stream?
I'm Molly Mack. I'm from Kansas City. I don't even know where to begin with all this, but I mean, I'm sure you heard what I just missed out on from these other two ladies, but this was a crazy experience to say the least for sure. But I'm here to tell you all about it. So what do you want to know first?
Before we continue, everybody watching, can you hear Molly? Is there any static or anything like that? Please, Jesus, fix that. Tyra, listen, we have a thing here that I started a long time ago being funny, but anytime there's like a technical difficulty or some type of static or anything, we go into this trance where we say, Tyra, we bind you from doing harm to yourself and harm to others. Tyra, we bind you from doing harm to yourself and harm to others. Tyra, now Maria's gone. Now, God damn it,
I
Tyra,
know.
we bind you from doing harm to yourself and harm to others. Tyra, we bind you. Leave our Wi-Fi alone.
Where'd you go?
That's okay. I'm watching it, so when she pops back up, I'll just include her right back in. Molly, tell us about how you got involved with Top Model.
Okay, so in Kansas City, our little entertainment district downtown, I heard that they had auditions coming through, so people were urging me to try out, so I went and tried out. And I actually auditioned here in Kansas City 4 years in a row before I actually advanced. Well, I advanced every year for 4 years until they called me to come to Houston to do the next audition. So I went to Houston, did the audition, and then actually it's crazy because on the way to Houston, I had a connecting flight in Atlanta, and I got caught up in the airport. The flight was canceled and all this stuff, so I almost missed the second audition. And I was late. I came into the audition like half a day late. All these girls had already been auditioned and they had already made some cuts. So it was just crazy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You were in Houston. That's right. So, like, I walked in and I was late and I hadn't showered. I hadn't slept or anything. It was like I felt so disgusting. But I went in that audition and I must have killed it because they called me however many months later, 2 or 3 months, and they were like, oh, you made it on Top Model. So I just remember getting a phone call. I feel like it was a Friday night at like 9 o'clock and nobody was around me. And then my mom came home and I told her I made it and we were just jumping up and down in excitement and it was exciting. So the next few months after that were like kind of really bizarre and everything. And all the preparation with our little casting director managers that were like calling us every minute of every day to know what we were what we were eating and how much we were sleeping and everything. It was just really weird. Yeah.
What about you, Larry? What was your journey leading up to Top Model?
Definitely way different than theirs. Completely different. So this was when Tyra had that website, the Tyra Banks website. When she would, like, after her like episodes that she would have, she's like, okay, you guys should go onto her Tyra Banks website and you can apply on her website there to get on America's Next Top Model. And so she featured pretty much that she hand selects the models on her site. And so what I had to do was when I went on there, I submitted myself and I got a call back. And it didn't take that long for me to actually hear back from them because I think I was kind of like close to the deadline as well. And I got a call back. They said, hey, yeah, we're really interested. Can you send a video? So I sent the video. Me and my mom went to the backyard on the patio and my mom recorded me. And I remember saying something like, yeah, you know, I should be on the show because being a model is in DNA or something like that. And so I think that was like what caught the producer's attention is that one comment. And so because she said it over on the phone and she's like, yeah, you know, I got a call maybe like a few days later saying, yeah, we want you to come out to LA or semifinalist. You made it through. Of course, after all the paperwork you guys have to fill out and stuff like that. And I had to fill out. But so that was that. I mean, I didn't have to fly anywhere. I didn't have to go through lines or go to Houston or anything like that. So it was pretty much just straight online.
So it should be known and taken as fact that you guys were not hired actresses. You guys were real people who were auditioning for a real opportunity to be a part of a reality TV show.
Man.
We were not hired.
Okay, so Larry, I'm going to start with you this time. So talk to me about what was it like participating in the audition week? Because, and I want to qualify that by saying this particular cycle, we didn't see any of that. We saw like different clips and different like runway moments. I remember, if my memory is serving me right, I remember seeing girls walk down what appeared to be like a plane runway or something like that. I don't remember. Just talk to us about what was the experience like for you during audition week.
Okay, yeah, so there was a lot of that they didn't really show, which, you know, of course, looking back is interesting. But, you know, going into it, we kind of expected that we're going to do what you normally see on the first episode. They introduced the semifinalists, but they made that loud and clear in the beginning, like, okay, we're changing things up. We're not going to be shooting you guys in front of the cameras for this to be recorded for the show. We're going to do this. We're going to do something different. So I'm like, what? So, you know, like in my mind, I thought that if I at least get on the show, if I don't make it into the house, at least I'll get introduced to the world. At least my face will get seen. At least, you know, maybe somebody will be like, oh, I like her. I want to use her for this, or whatever the case may be. I was like, well, here we are. You know, I actually, I quit all my classes. I was in the middle, you know, it was the middle of the semester. I dropped all my classes and, you know, I took this opportunity to come out there. So the audition process, you know, was kind of awkward. It was cold. It was so cold. And, you know, it was very lengthy. It was long, like just standing around a lot. And they were trying to look for this enthusiasm, this energy from everybody, but nobody really could bring it because we were just kind of like drained. And we didn't, I don't know, it just felt really like awkward and disorganized in a way. So my experience in the audition process was very draining. And so with that being said, I never wanted to audition afterwards because of that.
What kind of activities did they have you guys doing?
We did a photo shoot and we did a runway walk. So they had us all walk back and forth, and the judges, I guess the J's, they were making comments about our walks, you know, of course, trying to make catchy things to say that'd be funny for TV.
Yeah, they were mean. They were kind of mean.
Very mean. They said, it looks like you're trying to hold pennies in your pocket. I was like, what? What does that even mean? But yeah, it wasn't fun. I'll say that. It was not fun.
I just remember going to the airport and like it was all dreary out and rainy that day, and they closed down this little mini private airport and the tarmac for us to do our little runway walks on. And then they took us into this little hangar room where they had this photo shoot area set up. And, you know, I thought I was mentally prepared for that, but we had 5 frames each, if I remember right. And you had like 40 sets of eyes watching you. And it was really kind of like, we were all out of our element for sure.
So Molly, what was it like for you? I know you just said it was dreary. You were out of your element. What other things can you say about the experience during audition week?
Well, so leading up to actually going to LA, like I said, we had our casting manager or whoever they're called to prepare us for everything as far as what our outfits were to be like which days we were to wear said outfit for filming purposes, you know. And so I had on the same outfit for so many days in a row, and it hadn't been washed. And as women, hey, we like our clothes washed and fresh and shrunk down and retightened, and to hug our bodies. And I just felt so bummy and dusty, like it just wasn't fair. And I know it wasn't supposed to be fair, but it was just like we never knew what was going to happen. Everything came unexpected, and I mean, you should be ready for that, but it was not a good feeling at all.
Oh my gosh, when you said that they had us wearing the same outfit every day.
Yeah, and I think I didn't realize whatever outfit that I ended up in was going to be the one, because that's not the one it was, and it was just, nothing was the way that I wanted, and I don't think a lot of the other girls wanted. We weren't allowed to talk to each other at all. We all had our own rooms in the hotel that we could not come and go freely from. We had to be escorted to the meal room. And I mean, it was just like, it was like it was like boot camp or something. What we could and couldn't do. It was crazy.
And we hardly got sleep too. I mean, I know that like there's situations where you don't get much sleep, but no sleep.
You know,
it was like late hours, early mornings.
Yeah. I was reading my diary just the other day. Like I said, I found it, and so many things I wrote in there I don't even remember. Like not getting much sleep, or just being in the hotel room, like having no channels on the cable to watch. Of course, we didn't have our phones or anything. Whispering to each of the other girls, like when we were eating meals, like we were in class or something, because we're not supposed to be talking.
Trouble if we were talking.
Yeah, and so it was just it was just really bizarre.
Tiffany, how was it for you?
On a lot of what they said, you know, like preparing for it, you know, you had to do like a video of what your normal life was because your casting director wanted that. And then as far as like not talking to any of the girls, they were even like, if you see any of the girls in the airport on your way, you can't speak to them. And this was before anybody was chaperoning us. And I actually did run into one of the girls at the Dallas airport, I think, or Houston. And I was just like, we're not supposed to talk, but like, how are we not going to talk? So we kind of did anyways. And so also like when we were there, you had to go through this like psychology test or something. Did y'all remember that long ass test?
Yes.
There was a lot of questions on that test.
Wow.
And then they would like pull us away from the group for like private behind the scene interviews where you pretty much like went to another hotel room to do like an interview. And I remember like they really want you to be messy because they were like, what do you have that the other girls don't have? And like try to talk about them in a negative way. And I'm pretty sure I didn't do that. So I'm like, I don't know any of these girls enough to bad talk them. So why would I want to do that?
I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
so
they want to instigate the
that's
shit.
the ratings and stuff. So I was like, that's
Right.
probably what I did wrong.
That's why I didn't make it, because I could just be all super extra and in front, like.
It's not, but like it was too tired because like Lorraine said, or Lorraine, sorry, it was like late nights. Like they would come through our rooms to approve the wardrobes, and then by the time they get there, it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then they want you up at like 6 and 7. And I mean, like I worked 2 jobs beforehand. I had to quit both my jobs and school. So I was used to it, but like you can't just be energetic at like 8 o'clock in the morning on 3 hours of sleep. So it was like really hard to give them what they wanted after they like put you all through this like process. And then at the airport, it was so cold. I had on shorts and a damn spaghetti strap shirt. Oh my God, I was freezing.
Well, girl, where do you think you was going? You didn't check the temperature before you got on the plane?
It was LA. I thought LA is always warm and sunny. Shit. Ooh, I was wrong.
Too.
Tiffany, where are you from again?
I'm from Mississippi, so it's always like warm down here.
I love your twang. It is so beautiful. You too, Molly. Y'all have this twang that I'm just living for. Okay, I want to know, Tiffany, starting with you first. Do you remember any of the girls who actually got into the house during audition week?
Yes, I actually stayed in contact with one really good one. Her name is Sarah. Well, she doesn't go by Sarah anymore. Sorry if she's watching this. I apologize. But they are like a really down to earth person and all out for like rights for everybody, and I just love them.
What about you, Molly? Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
I was just saying, I do keep up with a few other ones, like Hannah. I still follow her on Facebook. She's really really cute. She actually was on a Disney show for one episode, so that was pretty cool of that. So I mean, a lot of the girls I just keep up with like through Facebook or Instagram, just watching them.
Okay. What about you, Molly? Anybody you remember and keep up with?
There was a girl from St. Louis named Yasha Ray, and if anybody has seen our episode, I'm like, after we thought we made it, I'm like, it looks like I'm humping the girl next to me out of excitement, but I'm like grabbing her and hugging her. But it's her. We stay in contact still. And these 2 girls, we don't have a lot of contact, but I see them on Facebook and Instagram regularly. So it is cool to see those connections still this long later, for sure.
What about you? But what about you, Loree? Anybody you remember who actually got into the house, and who do you keep in contact with?
No, I didn't really keep up with any of the girls that went into the house. I think I follow one on Facebook. I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I don't want to butcher it. But yeah, mostly Molly and Tiffany. Yeah.
Shout out to Molly. Shout out to Molly O'Connell. That is like my new best friend now. We talk like all the time. Shout out to Molly.
Follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, she's probably watching right now. Molly, our Molly right now. Do you think somewhere, somehow that it was like, well, which Molly do we want?
Okay, so before I went to LA, my casting guy called me and he was like, if there's another Molly in the house, like, do you want to go by a different name or what do you? And I was like, no, I want to go by my name. And so it was kind of weird just going in the house knowing and then seeing her blonde hair, man, and how they did her makeover. That was insane. But I was always rooting for her anyway. But had we both made it in the house, it would have been interesting. But she pulled through. I think she was final 2. And she did really good. But I mean, you know, I don't know. It would have been interesting. I don't know what would have happened.
So I'm curious to know from you girls. Answer me if I'm wrong or right. So you girls did not meet Tyra Banks during this week, or you did. And I'm talking about
her.
before. I'm talking about before she did like the final thing. You guys did meet her before then.
Mm-hmm.
Molly, how was
She came
that?
in and was like, hey, I can't remember if it was before the runway walk or after, but she did make an appearance. So we did see her, but she was not the one who broke the news to us.
Nope.
Did you guys get interviewed by her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she was in the room with producers, I think. So yeah.
It was weird because she came out of the room that one time when we didn't know that we were about to see her, and I think that was the first time that we saw her, and they caught that on the episode. And then I remember going to at least one interview, if not another one, with the panel, and like her and I having a lot of back and forth, which was always good, but it was crazy because I mean, I'm not knocking Tyra. She wasn't my favorite person watching these shows before, but you know, like we had some common ground, so it was cool. Being like, I'm sorry, I was saying, like
Oh,
she
no, you're fine.
you know,
I'm
rubbed me a
listening.
little bit of the wrong way, and then here I am. Turns out on this season, and this is what happens. But no, it was really cool. We kind of had a few personal moments in these interviews, and other than that, I mean, she told me she liked my swag, and she kept asking me where I was from, if I was sure I was where I was from, and stuff. So, but it was weird to say the least.
And during that audition though, like when they were supposed to normally record that for the actual show, it was a big ass room, big conference room, tables lined up, and in the front, lights, cameras, Tyra in the smack dead middle, bunch of random people that we don't recognize on one side, bunch of random people on the other side. The room was just empty. Just imagine a big giant ballroom, no table, and you have to stand right dead smack in the middle of the room. And in front of Tyra. So of course, like you're nervous walking in. And so Tyra, you know, of course, asks questions and you're answering the questions. And she asked me and she was like, why are you so nervous? And I'm like, because you're Tyra Banks, like standing like in the middle, looking all Tyra-y. Like she's just Tyra Banks right there. And I just remember when I said that, she was like, I'm just like anybody else. And I remember that rubbing me the wrong way because I'm just like, you're not just anybody else. You're not, listen, you can't walk into Publix and no one's not going to get excited when they see you in Publix. Like you are somebody that people admire and look up to, and, you know, people can get shy around you. So, you know, I don't know. She did, that is what kind of caught me to think like, I don't know, she's as genuine as she appears on TV. Just that little comment alone. And so that further answers my question later when we get further into this conversation regarding how things went down later.
Tiffany, what about you? What were your experiences with Tyra?
Well, the one where she came out of the room and we were all like excited to see her. We were all trying to say, hey, to get her to notice us because, hey, I mean, it's Tyra. And then like Larry said, like when we was in that big empty room, you already kind of feel like, I don't know, intimidated. And then when you're like there by yourself with all these people you don't know, but you know, like they have some kind of say so on whether you get on the show or not, you just get real intimidated and nerve wracking. And I was totally not myself. I was just like really nervous and scared. But I mean, what do you expect?
So
yeah,
I'm curious to know, before we get into what we actually see on TV, which is the large group of girls standing there and Tyra saying, you guys got in the house, you guys didn't. When do you guys believe the decision was made on who would get into the house and who would not get into the house? Who wants to go first?
Huh?
Oh my gosh. So I did something really dumb. Nobody saw this. So, okay, what you guys saw on TV was, you know, they were like, all right, we're going to pass out the envelopes. And if you got a picture on your envelope, then that means you made it into the house. If you didn't get a picture, that means you're going home. So, of course, everybody's like, yeah, let's get our pictures. Everyone's grabbing the envelope, pulling them out. People are like screaming, yeah, I made it, woo! And then other people are just like crying, like legit crying because their paper is blank. My ass pulls out my paper and I'm like, this is a picture I submitted to you guys. Something's weird. I submitted this picture to you guys. Why is it not the picture from the
Wait, you're right. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so my ass is just like, something's fishy. What the hell is going on? I'm thinking that I'm going home because I'm like, this is not the picture that we took. So I clearly am going home with the girls who had the blank picture. So I go, like, everybody's already walking because they think, you know, think they won. I mean, going to the next round, which is into the house. And so I'm like, I don't really know where I'm supposed to go. So I walk to like the camera guy. I'm like, did I make it in? He's like, go that way. I'm like, but it's the go that way. And I'm like, okay. And then so I walk that way. I walk with the other girls who made it into the house.
That's crazy.
I noticed the numbers were also weird too. I was just like, this is too many girls going into the house. Like,
same.
So Larisse, so when do you think they made that decision? Like, was there like a time where you guys, I don't know, I've never auditioned for the show. Like, was there like a moment where like you guys went somewhere or something like that and like you can feel them deliberating or choosing or selecting? Like,
we kind of like eyeballed it when we saw that some girls were getting interviewed more, like side interviews. And so a lot of the girls
at the airport after the photo shoot and the runway walk, they had some girls on the bus and they were like picking some girls to go do interviews. And I didn't get an interview when I was on the bus. I just sat on the bus pretty much until everybody else was ready to go. So I think that's when they started like really picking the girls they wanted.
I totally agree. I think that while we were at the airport, the whole thing with the airport was when we did our runway walk and our little mini photo shoot. And so once we wrapped up those two things, they kind of like separated us into two groups. And I think our group was all on the bus just waiting to see whatever happened next. And during this whole time, we're seeing girls out on the runway with camera, set up for legit interviews, like one at a time. So I was waiting my turn to be interviewed. And then I realized like, no, we're not going to get interviewed. And that's kind of when I realized I was like, okay, if we don't end up getting interviewed in this little go round, like those are the girls that made it. And then we go a few, onto the elimination and everybody's confused and stuff. But I think they either had their mind made up before that little challenge, our first little challenge, or at that moment.
Gotcha. Tiffany, do you concur with these sentiments?
Like, do I agree with them?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I said, we're just waiting on the bus and it's cold, of course. And here, every other girls are getting interviews and we're just like, we didn't get an interview. What's going on? Pretty much, just had to go back to the hotel room and just, I don't know. It was sad because like you just kind of knew. And then whenever they like did the whole your picture thing, we were like even more confused. So yeah, it was a confusing week.
So Tiffany, I'm going to start with you about this, where we get into the hard stuff. So take us to the day where you guys are in that, I believe it was the house, right? It was the house, right?
We went to some place downtown in some kind of like fancy building where they took us all the way to the very top where they had like a little drinks and stuff, I think. Not like alcohol because we were most underage.
Like a
But
mixer.
that's pretty much where it was. We had to take all of our stuff. They were like, you gotta pack all your stuff up, and we took this bus, we went downtown, and then they came out like the days and they're like, we have these envelopes and should we let them open them? And that's when they told us, the whole picture thing. If you've got your picture, you made it in the house. If you don't, then you didn't make it. And we were like, yeah, let's open it. And we opened it and that's what happened. So like we were thinking that's like when they told us to pack our stuff, I was like, okay, this is the moment they tell us whether we made it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what it was.
So
and then yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then when we had to like leave the room, that's when we went and got our bags, and then they put us back on the bus, and that's when one of the producers came on the bus and told us the truth. And yeah.
Oh, so before we get to the bus in the moment of truth, what feelings did you experience when you thought you were getting to the house?
Man, I was excited as hell because I was like, I was worked up for this moment. Like I quit. Well, I didn't quit my job. So I told them I was leaving for a while. I did drop out of college though. And so like, I don't know, it was like an exciting thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I made it. Like I don't have to go home for like 2 or 3 months and I can just have fun and do this. I don't know. I pretty much planned out my whole future in that 5 minutes.
What about you, Molly? What did you experience when you thought you were getting into the house? Or I heard you had some like fishy suspicions.
Obviously, I had a photo in my envelope, so I felt a lot of excitement. But at the same time, like my intuition immediately was like taking over. And since we weren't able to like talk and discuss things verbally between each other, we had to be quiet. I like vomited in my not literally threw up, but like in my diary, just like word vomit because I was so excited. But I even wrote in my diary how like I think the whole semifinalists there was 32 girls, and our group of girls that got photos there was 18 of us. And having watched all the previous seasons, am I wrong?
No, I'm not. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, so having watched all the previous seasons, like I don't remember them ever starting out with more than 14 or 15 girls. So, I'm just processing everything, feeling like I knew it was too good to be true. So that was just it. But I was just waiting for that final moment to confirm it all.
And then Larry, what was it for you?
So I instantly just already felt in my gut. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm like, this is weird because like usually they like to get their reaction. They follow the girls with their reaction with the cameras and stuff like that. As soon as I saw my picture, I'm like, I'm not stupid. Y'all not gonna play me. So at that point, I was just like, my emotions were already dead. I just walked along, went on the bus, and just like chilled, emotionless. Like, what's next? Like that. At that point, I wasn't excited anymore because everything just seemed really stupid to me. So
walk us through. You open up the envelope, you see your photo, and you group of 18 girls, you guys are saying, are ushered into the next room. Larry, what happens next? Like, how long were you guys waiting? And then when they finally broke the news to you guys, who was it and how did they do it?
So we get on the bus. And we're sitting on the bus for hours. Not 1 hour, not 2 hours. Yes.
I thought it was like 15 minutes.
No, it wasn't. You guys forgot. I remember I had to watch. It was a long time. It was not 15 minutes. It was a long time. We were sitting on there. And I just remember thinking like, because I was just tired, everybody's talking to each other. And I was just kind of minding my own business, just sitting in the seat looking out the window. And it was dark too. It was nighttime at this point. Because like when we got our pictures, it was daytime and now nighttime's already taken over, so I just remember seeing the time pass by like that as well. But also like to me it felt like hours. If it was 15 minutes, it was 3 hours for me. But yeah, so we're sitting there, and I remember somebody getting on the bus, and everybody, of course, got alarmed because they're like, okay, what's next? What's next? And you know, she came on the bus really slow, and she's like, I think she had like a
Who's she?
She was one of the producers.
Is it Michelle Mock?
Still.
Yeah. I don't know if we can say names, but yeah. So it was that lady. She was, you know, she got on the bus and she pretty much said, unfortunately, you guys, you know, there was a change in the show. You guys are going straight home. You know, we have some flights already ready for you guys to go home tonight, and then for other people who may not, we couldn't find a flight, you guys are going home right in the morning. So that was pretty much it. And the bus went wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We see Tyra Banks. We did not see her not one little bit afterwards. She did not come and say bye. She didn't give a shit about us.
I didn't give a damn.
Didn't give a whole damn.
Continue on. Keep your dreams. Nothing.
Maybe you're gonna get to me, but I'll just wait my turn.
Okay, Loree, were there cameras filming you guys, like filming this? No cameras?
No cameras. I remember so many people just crying. I remember this one girl, I don't remember who it was, but I just remember one girl blurting out loud that she got an abortion for the show.
Yeah. Ugh.
You know, it got that deep. There was a lot of people who were telling, you know, things that they've sacrificed just to take this opportunity, you know, and for it to be a prank. Now that was the part that was really fucked up.
Molly, how was it for you?
I mean, she pretty much nailed it. I mean, before there's not much she missed, but before like getting onto the bus, so they were rolling the cameras. You see us open our envelopes. We were excited, jumping up and down. They cut the cameras, so we're like quiet, and they just escort us down the escalator, elevator, whatever, down the building to the bus. And they're just like, here, wait here. So that's when we're all writing in our diary and everything. And that's when my gut instinct was just like telling me this wasn't like that. I wasn't making it through, even though I was writing in my diary that I did. It was just like a conflicting emotions. But so it might have been a while, like an hour, like she said, but I don't remember it being too long after we were sitting there waiting when Michelle, I think it was Michelle Mock, I think that's her name, I don't know, but she just came on the bus and pretty much got straight to the point and told us that, like, haha, psych, we pranked y'all. And we were like, hold on, wait a minute. We have photos in our envelope. So she's like, yeah, I know, but you guys are going home tomorrow. And the other girls are finding out right now that they made it. So I just remember this girl, I can't remember her name, but I just remember she was a stripper from Mobile, Alabama. And she was it. And she didn't give a fuck what she said or did. And like, I kind of remember maybe trying to have to hold her back or something. But yes, it was just a lot of emotions and a lot of anger. And I'm not even going to act like I was too tough to cry. Like, I didn't even shed a tear because I just knew, like, I knew it was too good to be true. But so from that moment on, it's like they didn't give a fuck about us. They just like sent us back to the hotel. The one thing though, that was just like, made me feel like insulted me, I think, was when, do y'all remember going back to the hotel and being interviewed by the psychologist again? Or psychiatrist, psychologist, I don't know, but we were screened by her before, just like we were medically screened and everything. But coming back to the, basically they were like, all right, you guys are pretty much like free to do whatever, I think. But they were like, but you each have to go in one by one and talk to her. And I just remember going in her room, like, and pretty much cussing her out because I'm like, look, you're getting fucking paid to like try to ease our frustration about this whole thing that we just went through. And I really don't give a fuck about what you got to say. And then her phone rang. So I was like, okay, well, we're done here. So I tried to leave the room and they pushed me back into the room. Yes, it was like really uneasy feeling. And I was just like, hold on, I don't have to be here. I don't have to do this. So bye. And then I just remember, I don't remember exactly everything that night, but I feel like we all just hung out in one or two rooms and like got to know each other because we could. Up until that point, we couldn't at all get to know each other at all. So Yeah, and I remember that girl crying, saying she had an abortion, which I don't agree with necessarily. But like, if that's the like she went through to go through something like this and get pranked, like, ugh. So,
Yeah.
What
but
about you, Tiffany?
Pretty much the same thing. Like when we got on the bus, I was kind of excited still, but then we sat there and there's nothing going on, and then I started looking. I was like, hold on, something might not be right. And so I started trying to ask one of the casting people. I was like, are we really going home? Are we the ones that are going home? And they're like, we can't tell you nothing. Someone's gonna come talk to y'all in a minute. And I was like, man, fuck. So when Michelle got on the bus and she was all like, hey, there was a change in the show. Y'all are the ones going home. The other girls are staying. And I was like, what? And like they both already said, like the emotions got high. There was one girl wanting to fight, and then there was girls crying. And I was just like, well, damn, I guess I'm going back home. And then after that, like they said, we got to actually finally hang out with each other. And that was probably the funnest time we had all week, was when they're like, we were like, man, we're all going home. Like, let us hang out. Let us get to know each other. And they're like, it didn't, they had to like go get permission for that to happen. But we did get to hang out. And like Molly said, there was an exit interview. Like I guess they were scared some girls might just go crazy or something. I don't know. But hell, you just pranked us. Shit. So I mean it was a rough day, but like I said, it ended with us all hanging out. So that was the best part.
Tiffany, do you remember any other girl from that moment, and like what they were saying they were feeling and experiencing, other than the story of this abortion? And
One I remember most, the most one I remember is one of Molly, the one she was saying like it was a girl that was a stripper. She was like, man, I'm a stripper. I thought she was saying she didn't give a fuck. She was like, I'm missing out on all kind of money right now coming to this. And
yeah,
she's pretty much like, I'm going back to doing the same thing. And I'm just like, okay. But yeah, that was the one I mostly remembered.
So, yikes. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to say I'm grateful for you ladies for being brave to share your stories with me and everyone that's watching right now. We currently have 443 people watching, and I know there'll be thousands of people who will catch up on this later after the live ends. But it's beautiful in the sense that we get to see the other side of what happens in these types of settings, where we watch reality TV and we get lost in these fantasy worlds. We get lost in the gloss and the sheen and the shine and the glitter of it all. But in this specific case, like so many others, there's real people, as we heard Eugenia say in another chat she did with me months ago. I'm a real person with a real body and real feelings. Like, this is real. And so to hear you girls detail this in such specific it's my like it's it slightly makes me uncomfortable just to like I don't know if I could have performed that job to even trick somebody into thinking that they've gotten this opportunity, and then just to tell them, hey, sorry, you did it. And I'm not casting anything on anyone's character because I wasn't in the boardroom meeting. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I just know that's something I probably, with my ethics, I would feel so uncomfortable doing. And to hear this is, ooh, I'm sorry, it makes, ugh. Yeah. I'm curious to know, starting with Ulari, what happened immediately once you found out you weren't going to make it? You guys are now back at the hotel and you're flying out. What steps were you taking within yourself from that experience and now exiting it?
So for me, it was kind of like, all right, lesson learned. I just wanted to just go back to school, focus on, school. I did modeling on the side a little bit, and a little bit of, extra work on the side a little bit, but I never fully pursued modeling 100% because I just didn't trust it anymore. So I didn't lose any confidence because of the situation that happened. In spite of that, it's a story to tell at this point of my life. But I just continued on with school and focused on that mostly instead of pursuing some crazy dream, I guess, of American Idol. I don't know. I at that point resented Tyra Banks though. I felt like, if anything, if she's gonna pull a prank like this, she could have at least said goodbye. You know, she didn't even have the decency to say goodbye, make a phone call, or even just like write something on social media, like, you know, something. She didn't say anything. She never acknowledged it. You know, and it took a lot of time. I always thought about it for years, like until like last year and this year when it got brought up again. I was like, holy shit, like I just never thought that anybody cared. Or when they watched the show, like, did anybody really feel bad for us? Did people just think that we were actors and it's just gonna go on like that? You know, and it hurt my feelings in that regard, because I'm just like, well, you know, our lives, we did do a lot of changes for our lives just to take this opportunity just to get shitted on, pretty much. So, I mean, that's pretty much my road after that. You know, I came home and just continued what I was doing already. So,
did you do any modeling?
Yeah, I did modeling. I didn't pursue it like professionally. I did it just more so locally. So like little runway shows here and there. You know, photo shoots. I just didn't know what direction to take with it professionally, so I just never pursued it. I never got an agency or anything like that. So,
did you ever hear back from the production company again after the Cycle 16 elimination?
Nope, nothing. It was
Gotcha.
crickets. Crickets till today. I mean, I still haven't heard anything, but just crickets. Yeah.
Molly, what about you? How was it leaving that experience for you?
I guess you could say refreshing, maybe. Going into it knowing it was a reality TV situation, like I wasn't really surprised. Yeah, of course we were all surprised in that moment, but I wasn't really surprised or felt entitled necessarily to any kind of, you know, like I'm like, well, I put myself in that situation and this is what happened, you know, like. So no lost sleep, I guess. I mean, I still pursued modeling and did some stuff, but I actually did go try out again the next season. But I mean, they come right downtown to every year for auditioning, and I heard they were coming through, so I went, but nothing happened. But you know, they did acknowledge me when I went to try out. Whoever was there running it, that runs it, but ultimately, though, I mean, that's when the show really took a turn for me as far as the quality of what they were doing. Not to knock on males or British models, but then they started doing co-ed and the British season and all that. And then it's got a little watered down for me. Like they were trying too hard with the content. So every season up until ours, I watched religiously. And then after that, I just really lost interest, kind of. So, you know.
Gotcha. What about you, Tiffany? What did you do after that whole experience?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, I'm grateful for the experience because, I mean, come on, ladies, we were picked out of thousands of people.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, we have to be proud of ourselves for that. After that, I didn't really do a lot of modeling at first, but then I started getting to photo shoots, and then I got into like some runway shows. I really like high fashion modeling. There's nothing around here, but like I've went to New Orleans a lot and met a lot of designers there, did a New Orleans Fashion Week, and I've met some designers, and I've actually did a fashion show in London since then, and I've done a fashion show in New York. So I've never done it professionally. It's always been like a little side hobby per se, but I mean, it got me into wanting to do modeling stuff. So I mean, it's definitely taken my life to a lot of places that I never would have initially went. So I can just go off of that. Like I don't know, it's like, it was a life-changing experience. So I'm not mad at it, but it did like make me have resentment toward, like, I don't watch reality TV shows because I'm like, I feel like it's kind of fake in a way because like of all the things that go on behind the scenes. So pretty much
did you watch the cycle, Tiffany?
I did watch the cycle. Like I watched all of Cycle 16. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was really upset because one of the girls dropped out. I forgot her name, she had a rough year. She had lost her brother, I think, and she dropped out. So
Andre.
I was like, what if that was one of us that really wanted to pursue it? And I was really upset about that. But I mean, I respect her wishes because I mean, I understand what it's like to lose a loved one. But so, but I was really, I was happy about the show. It was, I mean, it was a pretty cool episode or cycle because like, I knew the girls, so that made it more exciting for me to watch.
What about you, Molly? Did you watch Cycle 16?
Yeah, I did. I remember when we got to LA and from the airport, I was the first one picked up on the bus. So I got to see all the girls come on the bus and have my own little, you know, just shallow opinions or whatever. Oh, she's cute, she's not, whatever. So, and then going through all that, and then, because even though we weren't really allowed to communicate, we still did whisper and get to know each other kind of here and there throughout the whole thing. So, yeah, seeing the girls that did go through, make it through, and what was that girl's name? Alexis? Alexa?
Oh my gosh. I probably would have had to throw down.
No, just watching her and like I couldn't even tell you what it was, but you know, seeing her in the preliminary.
Oh, you guys talk about Alexandria.
Yes. Yeah. She was just bad taste in the mouth. But I remember Sarah, she was super raunchy and hilarious. She was always talking about some nasty stuff and just yeah, I'm just thinking about the different girls. I can remember their names and their faces, so it's kind of weird to think about that this many years later.
No, it's okay. Laree, I asked you already, right? Like what did you do? Oh, I'm sorry. What did you do once you left from that experience?
You asked that, but I think what you meant to ask was that I watched the.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm getting lost up in all of this because I'm really like, no, like I'm taking myself like to that experience, and I'm just thinking about like because here's a fun fact, guys. I back in 2017 was scouted for The Voice. Ooh. Someone contacted me and was like, we saw this video you posted of you singing at your college, which is Morehouse. I graduated from Morehouse College. I was a music major. And they invited me to audition. But I was like, I'm a rapper. I mean, like, I can sing. Okay, granted, yes, I can sing. Like, I grew up in church and I've studied the voice. So, yes, I can throw down. But that's not really what I want to do. But I was like, okay, well, let me just go see. Anyways, I ended up not making it because one of the casting producers, who was a queen, he was a queen. And he was like, are you in school right now? And I was like, yeah, I graduate this year. And he was like, well, just go do that and come back next year. And I was like, I'm not coming back. Like, I didn't ask to do this shit. Y'all asked me, so I'm not coming back. But I'm just thinking about what if they would have told me I made it and that I'm about to go out there and film and I'm about to be a part of all this fanfare and take photos and videos. And then they'd be like, oh, bitch, psych, you didn't make it. And now it's time to go home. I would be crushed.
Yeah.
Can I insert here? I have a very short page in my diary from the moment I thought we made it. Can I just read that real quick?
Yeah, read it for us.
I just say, so we weren't allowed to talk, right? So I said, it's 5:45. It's Friday. I just found out that I made it through the first panel. Like, what, bitch? Through the semifinals into the finals. Like, it doesn't even make sense because I was so excited and writing so fast, right? I'm like just so ecstatic. I'm like cussing at my diary and writing in there. It was just and then just to be like have emotions so high and then to be slammed on the ground like it ain't shit. It's crazy.
Laree, did you watch Cycle 16?
Yeah, I'm the bitter one out of the three. I didn't watch that episode. I didn't watch the cycle. I mean, I watched the first second to see if I could see myself on TV, but
obviously,
I did not watch the cycle. I was just like, fuck the cycle. I'm done with you, Tyra. I'm not watching none of your shows anymore. Bye.
So how was it going through all of that, what you guys just shared with us, and seeing it being truncated into like this, like maybe minute to 2 minute montage of clips and stuff like that? How was that for you, Laree, seeing it like basically just like swept to the side?
Just like,
Yeah,
it just felt like another slap in the face, felt like a waste of time. But I mean, I kind of knew that was going to happen when, like I said earlier, the fact that they weren't going to record the semifinalists and introduce everybody in that fashion. So at least my face could get shown in a way where it's like, okay, that's her name, that's her face. You know, I'm on TV like that. But that's how she did all of her cycles until this cycle. And then she doesn't do it. And then it's a prank. Like, that was an insult. I'm just like, and then you don't say goodbye. So I'm just still mad about that. Like, and then she gave like a recent puny ass apology. And I don't like that either. So I'm just like, she's just full of shit to me. So, I mean, but that's you know, I'm bitter.
If you could talk to Larry during that Cycle 16 auditioning process, what would you say to her?
That's a very good question. I think that at this point, if I could talk to her, I would just tell her, you know, to just like not really care too much about like what other people are trying to do and stuff. But if I actually was going to tell her like how she was supposed to be, then I'd just tell her to be herself more, because I was very introverted back then, very much introverted. So like today, like, you know, everyone thinks I'm this extroverted lit Larry girl. You know, I'm all over the place. But back then I was quiet. And so when I would show myself on audition tapes, they saw another side of me that's more comfortable at home. And then when I was in public, they saw the side of me that was just very a little more meek. So if I could share like my energetic side to them, then maybe it would have been different. Who knows?
What about you, Molly? If you could talk to Molly back then, what would you say to her?
Just don't be too hard on yourself, and just like she said, be yourself. I mean, of course, you got lights, cameras, and people staring at you that you don't know, looking for the right answers. But I mean, I was 20 years old, 19 or 20 at the time, which some people might be old and some people might be young. Like, I really wasn't ready for all that anyway. Like, I was not ready to be in a house with all these other girls and like doing that. Mentally, I don't think I was prepared for all that. So,
and then what about you, Tiff? If you could speak to Tiff back then.
I would just tell myself, I was like, don't give such a fuck. Cause like I was so worried about like being kicked out for like breaking rules or something, or like, you know, like don't talk to the other girls because of this. I'm like, I'd have just like fuck it, talk to the other girls, do what you want to do. Like, don't be the quiet, following the rules kind of girl. I'm like, cause I don't know, maybe that's what got me, you know, unnoticed, because I wasn't being myself, being out there. I was just trying to. Honestly, I was just trying to like stay in the shadows kind of, so I like stayed out of trouble. But you know, like that's, I guess, I don't know, it's not gonna get you seen.
Yeah, I think that's how me and you bonded.
No, go ahead.
I said I think that's how me and her bonded a little bit, because she was kind of like natured like me.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just about to. Larry, I live downtown Atlanta, so you already know what happens downtown. I'm just like, girl, what the fuck is going on outside? Can y'all not?
Yep.
It is a pandemic outside. Why are y'all driving cars? But listen, Larry, I'm pretty sure you can attest. In Atlanta, the pandemic does not exist.
It doesn't, like,
the
at
people
all.
Walk freely. They walk freely and do whatever they want to do here in Atlanta, such as revving up engines downtown Atlanta.
Spinning in intersections.
What'd you say?
I said spin outs and intersections.
Girl, I can go into a whole story about 2 weeks ago. I saw firsthand a whole drag race competition and people just standing in the middle of the street. I'm like, what are y'all doing? There are traffic laws that you need to abide by. This is not conducive to the community.
A whole donut.
Girl, just right. Whipped cream. But anyways, Larry, okay, just so you guys know, I'm kind of winding down right now. So everyone who's watching live right now, if you have a question that you want to ask these three beautiful ladies right now, please feel free to super chat and I will see your question pop up like this one did, and I will post it and they will answer it live. So Larry, I'm curious to know, if you were standing before Tyra Banks right now in 2021, what would you say?
I think I would first ask her, my first question, why didn't you say goodbye to us? Like, why were you so arrogant enough to do a prank on us if it's your show and you're supposed to be this genuine person, why didn't you say goodbye? Like, why did you have the audacity to just be like, look, I wanted to change things up, but at least I wanted to come to you guys face to face and apologize, or not even apologize, just explain something. That's what I want to know. Why didn't she say nothing? Why did she leave us like that?
What about you, Molly? If you're standing before Tyra Banks in 2021, what would you say?
Honestly, I don't even know. I would ask her if it was her idea or some other part of production's idea, like if it was personally her idea, which I feel like it was, but I don't know. And really, that's it. I really ain't got shit to say to her. So.
And you, Tiffany, if you were standing before Tyra Banks, the Great herself, what would you say?
I would say like thanks, but no thanks. I would have wanted to know if it was her idea also, which honestly, I somehow feel like it was the producers, but I don't know. I was just like, that I understand like she wanted us to learn rejection, but she could have just let us learn that the real way, like being rejected, not, hey, you made it, then reject us. So,
well, if I may, I was just gonna say, like, so from finding out, like the moment on the bus from finding out that we didn't make it, and the 6 months or however long that went by before they broadcast the show, we're all just left wondering, like, how are they gonna portray this? How are they gonna air it? What are they gonna show? What are they gonna say? And then her introducing the season or the episode as a punked episode with Ashton Kutcher was just additionally a diss and an insult. Like, I love Ashton Kutcher and I love punked, but like, damn, like, okay,
audition for that show. Like, I auditioned for this show.
Set up here and fucking, like, this is a whole thing. I went through some blood, sweat, and tears to get here, and this is how y'all treat me.
Yeah.
We have one question here from N. Martin. They're saying, ladies, we all love you. This was so awful. Molly, Shandy is in Kentucky?
Kansas City, boo.
Oh, Kansas City. Oh. Excusez-moi, Kansas City. Shandy is not in Kansas City. But have you met her?
Was she from that season or?
No, Shandy is Cycle 2. Shandy is the girl who infamously had some interactions with a guy, and then she got on the phone with her boyfriend, and they were crying and cursing and all that stuff.
I haven't met her, but I think I know who you're talking about. But no, I didn't know she was her.
No, she lives in Shandy lives in New York City.
I don't know why she live here.
Yeah, she lives in New York City. I think Brooklyn, to be specific. Mm-hmm. Larry, is there anything else you would like to share with us, whether it be a story, experience, or anything you would love to plug for the viewers to know?
No, I think we pretty much shared everything that we possibly could share regarding the details of what happened. Just pretty much that we weren't actresses. We experienced this whole thing. It was annoying. And that's pretty much it, really.
Is there anything you want to plug about like what you're doing now in life, or anything we should go click or view or know about?
What am I doing now in life? So I work in IT now from home before even COVID happened. So I do nerdy stuff. I still like to do modeling photo shoots, so photographers, but just for fun. So it's more so a hobby kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I also do cosplay. That's also fun. I
nice.
In Atlanta. And I like electric skateboarding.
Nice. So, do you go to the skate park in Grant Park?
No, I'm actually always riding around downtown Atlanta or the Beltline. So you can catch me out there.
The Beltline, the skate park they have on the Beltline over there by like Pond City Market, I think.
Yeah, so the electric skateboard doesn't actually go through do tricks and stuff. It's just like a longboard. So it goes about 25 to 28 miles per hour. So I'll be zooming.
Gotcha. Look at me thinking I'm Tony Hawk or something like that.
Yeah. I can't do any tricks.
Gotcha. What about you, Molly? Any final words, final thoughts, and anything you want to plug to us?
I'm glad that we could get together and do this. Thank you, Laree, for, bringing me in on this, and Oliver. So it's awesome. And I'm excited to kind of just see what people have to say about it. But to plug, I mean, I'm in Kansas City. I just got my license to be an esthetician right before COVID. So what a better time to build my clientele and get face to face with people. Psych. So I do some esthetician stuff on the side, but I'm an independent contractor. So I'm helping my friends run their roofing business, and I climb on roofs and do roof inspections. So if you're in Kansas City and need your roof done, but I've also been doing some modeling lately. I've had a few photo shoots and just locally promoting and networking and working with some people and talent in the industry in the city. So that's what I'm doing. If you're in Kansas City, hit me up.
And then Tiffany?
Pretty much what they said, like, thank you for having us on the show. I think we've pretty much covered everything that's happened during that week of our lives. Like they said, I do a little bit of modeling here and there. I never got with an agency, obviously, because there's hardly anything in Mississippi. Actually, my boyfriend got interested in me when he found out I was on the show. Like, that's how I met my current boyfriend. So that was cool. So now we, 8 years together, 2 kids. So we're doing good there. I have a good office job, mom life pretty much now, but still do my modeling stuff. Haven't done anything since the last baby, but hopefully soon I'll do some shoots. I also started getting into some background acting in New Orleans, where they do a lot of shows there. So I actually like doing that stuff too. So, just trying to do everything that I can when I can.
Nice. Well, listen, girls, I am so grateful to have this opportunity to be the curator for this discussion. Molly asked me earlier before we began, how did I even start doing this? And I know the people watching are like, oh my God, he goes with this story. But I know we have a lot of new viewers and people, so I love talking about it. So basically, I got involved doing this because 2 things were happening simultaneously at the same time. Jay's Chat was going on during quarantine, and then the executive producer who produced the show that I'm currently on that premieres in March on WeTV was a former producer of Top Model. He actually was a producer on You Guys' Cycle, and I've asked him about this, and he's like, I really don't remember because I wasn't really a part of those conversations. But he was good friends with Jay Manuel, and he was like, hey, one of my cast members is like a super Top Model fan, which I am. I still watch Top Model all the time because when I was younger, being Black, gay from the South, at the time there's not really a lot of outlets for me to relate to, and the closest thing that I could relate to was Top Model, and just getting lost in the Top Model universe, and just falling in love with the stories, the photo shoots, the fashion, the creativity, the queer characters, all of that just made me a super fan. So Jay Manuel reached out to me. He's like, hey, I'm going to send you my book. And then I did a vlog reacting to me opening up the book, and then he was like, hey, I'm going to do my last Jay's Chat, would you like to join me? And I was like, hell the fuck yes, I'll join you. And he was like, well, come up with some questions and ask me. And so once we did the final Jay's Chat, and I got great response from the viewers, I was like, well, I'm sitting in the house not doing anything really. And I know Jay is only asking and revealing so much because, he, professionally at that level, you can only really say so much. And so I was like, well, I don't know nobody. Let me go talk to the girls and find out what's going on with them. So it originally started off with me only interviewing the girls of color from the show, because I felt like the girls of color had like an interesting experiencing when you compare it to other people. And then just as I started posting more videos, more people started watching, I'm like, well, can you interview this person? Well, can you interview this person? And so from there, it just kept going and going and going. And now we're here curating some more Top Model exclusive tea with the girls who got punked on Cycle 16. God damn it.
That's
but
awesome.
I am so grateful. I'm not a freaking vlogger. Like, I'm a content creator. I create content for people all day. This is like fun for me. to talk to you girls. And it doesn't come from a place of like wanting the tea or stuff like that. It's really just me being a super fan, just wanting to know more about the show that I've fallen in love with for so many years. Like the same way a straight man is interested in football, Top Model, and now Drag Race is my football. So again, with all that being said, on behalf of everyone watching and who will watch, I want to thank you girls so freaking much from the bottom of my heart for you guys doing this. Like, it really means a lot. I'm pretty sure it's going to educate so many people on what really happened to you guys. And kudos to the three of you for being brave. Kudos to the three of you for getting past that traumatic experience, because I'm pretty sure it was hard for everybody involved. And it's so beautiful to see the three of you guys, so beautiful. And y'all have to go follow them on Instagram. I'm gonna put their Instagram links down below in the comment box of this. Y'all have to go see their photos. They're modeling photos that they were sending me. Something I was like, oh, well, Cycle 16 missed out because these bitches was bad. These are bad
They think
bitches,
that too.
But no, thank you guys so much. Like, seriously, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
What's
I
my
guess
audition number? I saved my
that was your
audition
audition number.
Yeah, I guess so.
I still have the contract and all that, but I don't know where it's at.
Look, this is crazy. I stapled everything in here. It's crazy reading through it. So look at it. Thank you so much for having us. This was fun.
It was. Thank you.
No, you guys are so welcome. Anytime. Listen, I guess I'm just gonna close out with you guys right here with me. Why not? Hey. So listen, everybody who's watching, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this mother loving video, bitches. Okay. Go watch my other videos, go watch my other content, go check out my mixtape, Zap the Mixtape. That's on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, anywhere where music is digitally sold. Go check it out. I appreciate you guys so much. Be sure to follow me at He is Oliver Twixt, TWIXT on everything. And I am Oliver Twixt, the nerd boy cutie, reporting for duty, and I have done the Lord's work.
Amen.
As I tell you guys all the time, be sure to pray and Kegel because it's important.
Thank you.
It's important. Molly down there said yes. Tiffany is laughing. And Lorraine's like, girl, yes.
I just wonder how many people missed that and went over their head.
Be sure to pray. And Kegeling is important. Until next time, guys. Bye.
All right. Bye.